Hey guys, welcome back to AlgoYogi. Today we will be starting a new series which is array and hashing, which contains all the problems that fall under the category of, or they use the data structures of arrays, string, hash maps, or sets. And these problems usually are very intuitive, and most of the time interviews at least have one problem from this category. The reason I wanted to do it in the end is it has a lot of problem. And I wanted to get through these important topics before moving on to something that has crazy amount of problems. Well, without wasting time, let's move on to our first problem, which is score of a string. So let's go to LeetCode. Now, score of a string, you are given a string S. The score of a string is defined as the sum of the absolute difference between the ASCII values of adjacent characters. Now we need to return the score of the S, which is the string. Now I have taken the first example here, which is the string is hello. The string is hello. Now each character here basically has an ASCII value. What's an ASCII value? Well, in on your keyboard, whenever you're pressing any of the keys, these keys have an ASCII value, which is an integer value, which also translates or corresponds back to some binary value. And whenever you type that, that's how the computer understands, right? So that's not our problem. In different programming languages, there is an inbuilt function that basically gives you the ASCII value. And in Python, we have our function is ordinal. So ORD, and if you give it some character, then it will give us the ASCII value. So that makes our problem really easy. So what we'll do is we will have a variable called total, and then for I in range, length of S, I'm writing the pseudocode or actual code, whatever you guys want to call it, and then we will be summing up everything, taking the absolute difference of ORD of at the I position and ORD of the SI plus 1 position. All right, so this will basically sum up all the absolute difference. This is basically the heart of this problem. This is the heart of this problem. And then finally we can just simply return the answer. So return total, or you can call it sum. So that is it. That was the entire problem. And this is going to take the time complexity of big of n. N is the number of characters in our string. And for space complexity, we are going to have big of 1, because we just have one variable, and that's what we are being basically overriding it with the more values. So without wasting time, we don't have to, these are easy problems. We're gonna get through them really quickly. You can write your own solution. You don't have to watch me write this simple solution, because I've already written the code there. So as I said, we will have total, or let's say total sum, initially 0, and then for I in range, length of S minus 1, and let's go back. This right here needs to go to length minus 1, and the reason is you're trying to find these adjacent values, so you can't basically go to the last position, last index, and try to access its next character. That will be out of index, so that is why -1. And then this total sum, we can increment this, accumulate the sum by absolute difference of ORD ORD here is ordinal. Ordinal basically represent the ASCII values. Now this will be SI minus ORT SI plus 1, and that is it. We can finally just return our answer. So let's run it on the example test cases. Let me zoom out, and yes, it passes. Let's submit it. All right, let's note down the time complexity. Big of n, and space complexity. These problems feels like writing baby code. After we've been through all the other topics, it feels like we're writing some baby code. Okay, so let's go back to AlgoYogi, mark this problem solved, and right here I will add the YouTube link when I post it. So right here I will add that YouTube link and save it. This option is only available to me because I'm the admin of this page, but you guys will be able to see the tutorial link of the YouTube. All right, see you guys later in the next video.